Good morning, 1A1, especially to Sir Gary Cuasay. So before we start our discussion for today, let me introduce first our reporters. Ms. Maychelle Hernandez and Ms. Lardizabal are reporters for today. So our topic for today is all about multiple disabilities. So here we go.
Multiple disabilities. According to the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, or the IDEA, multiple disabilities refers to concomitant, simultaneous impairments. So when we say concomitant, it is occurring or existing at the same time as something else, such as intellectual disability blindness, intellectual disability orthopedic impairment. So when we say educational orthopedic impairment or the OI means there is a motor disability stemming from a medical condition such as cerebral palsy, spinal bifida, muscular dystrophy, or a traumatic injury that adversely affects the child's ability to access their education. There are many types of orthopedic or neuromuscular impairments can impact the mobility. This includes but are not limited to amputation, paralysis, cerebral palsy, stroke, multiple sclerosis, muscular dystrophy, arthritis, and spinal cord injury. Mobility impairments range from lower body impairments, which may require use of canes, walkers, or wheelchairs, to upper body impairments that may include limited or no use of upper extremities and hands. The combination of which causes such severe educational needs that they cannot be accommodated in a special education program. Solely for one of the impairments, the term does not include deaf blindness. So, meaning to say, deaf blindness is not included as multiple disabilities. Why? For the idea, there is a separate category of deaf blindness, since multiple disabilities must be the combination of intellectual disability, blindness, intellectual disability, orthopedic impairments, that causes someone to have problem with their mobility and the like, which doesn't fall under the category of deaf blindness. So now, let us know what are the common traits of multiple disabilities. The National Dissemination Center for Children with Disabilities, usually referred to as NICHI. The National Dissemination Center for Children with Disabilities is the National Information and Referral Center that provides information on disabilities and disability-related issues for families, educators, and other professionals. Their special focus is children and youth from birth to age 22. They provides information and makes referrals in areas related to specific disabilities, early intervention, special education, and relative services, individualized education programs, family issues, disability organizations, professional associations, education rights, transition to adult life, and many more. List several common characteristics, including hampered speech and communication skills. So, when we say the hampered speech, meaning there is a difficulty in speaking clearly, such as lisp or stammer, challenges with mobility, and a need for assistance in performing everyday activities. It's also worth noting that medical conditions such as seizures and water on the brain or the hydrocephalus can accompany multiple disabilities. According to Mayo Clinic, a seizure is a sudden uncontrolled burst of electrical activity in the brain. It can cause changes in behavior, movements, feelings, and levels of consciousness. So, why we say hydrocephalus or it is a condition in which excess cerebrospinal fluid or the CSF builds up with the fluid containing cavities or ventricles of the brain. The term hydrocephalus is derived from the Greek words hydro meaning water and cephalus meaning the head. Although it translates as water on the brain, the word actually refers to the buildup of cerebrospinal fluid, which is a clear organic liquid that surrounds the brain and spinal cord.
Educational challenges. Without a doubt, the aforementioned traits can create numerous educational challenges. For instance, a student prone to seizure raises safety concerns inside the classroom. So it means that certain characteristics and traits can lead to various difficulties in the field of education. For instance, when a student has a tendency to experience seizures, it means they are at risk of having a sudden, uncontrolled disturbance in the brain which can cause various physical and cognitive effects. In an educational environment, this can create challenges because seizures can occur unexpectedly and potentially endanger the student's safety. Common educational challenges revolve around the following issues. Finding a setting suitable to child's intelligence level. Each child has a unique level of intelligence and learning styles. It is important to consider these factors when determining the most suitable setting for child's education. Finding a setting suitable to child's intelligence level involves understanding their strengths, weaknesses, and their needs. It requires assessing their cognitive abilities, academic performance, and potential for advanced learning. A child's ability to effectively communicate with teachers, support staff, and peers. Effective communication is a fundamental skill that involves individuals to express their thoughts, needs, emotions, as well to understand and interact with others. Effective communication plays a vital role in a child's academic success. Challenges may arise when a child struggles to express their thoughts, needs, or emotions to teachers, support staff, and peers, or when they face difficulties in understanding and interpreting the messages conveyed by others. A student's capability to function in the classroom. A student's capability to function in the classroom refers to a student's ability to engage in various academic and behavioral tasks necessary for successful learning. This includes their capacity to concentrate, follow instructions, complete assignments, participate in discussions, manage time, and interact appropriately with teachers and peers. Several factors can impact a student's capability to function in the classroom, such as learning disabilities, attention difficulties, behavioral issues, and social challenges. These factors can present challenges to their academic progress that hinder their ability to fully participate in classroom activities and, and affect their overall educational experience. Assessing and compensating for visual or hearing impairments. Assessing and compensating for visual and hearing impairments can be a complex task to educational setting. Visual impairments refer to conditions that affect a student's ability to see, such as partial or total blindness, low vision, or color blindness. Hearing impairments, on the other hand, refer to difficulties in hearing or processing auditory information ranging from mild to profound deafness. By addressing the educational challenges associated with visual or hearing impairments through appropriate assessments, accommodations, and assistive technologies, educational institutions can ensure that students with these impairments have equal access to education and opportunities for success.
This project aims to focus on the students' learning progress and their strengths and desires as it will be their guide the entire process of learning. Teachers must be mindful about the medical conditions of the student, and she or he must know the intelligence level of each student. After a teacher identifies the medical conditions and intelligence level of the student, then she or he may use the technology in order to cope the diverse needs of the students. Thus, assistive technology is significant to provide assistance to students who have a diverse needs and medical conditions. Assistive technology and alternative communication methods includes text-to-speech technology, hearing aids, and sign language, since it can neutralize communication models. This technology and alternative methods is effective and essential to students with multiple disabilities, specifically those students who have difficulty in hearing, listening, and speaking, are the so-called deaf and mute.
Another tips for parents and teachers is that physical therapy and occupational therapy can ease physical challenges and in turn they can improve a student's ability to function inside the classroom. Assistive technology and special education aids can be helpful here as well. Meanwhile, an assigned aid can provide assistance in cases in which functioning independently is difficult or impossible. For children with multiple disabilities, physical and occupational therapy can help ease physical challenges, and this could help a child's ability to function at school. Assistive technology, braille, hearing aids, and sign language can be used to assist with communication problems and hearing visual impairments. Handheld personal computers with touchscreen and audio and visual information containing messages and instructions can be particularly helpful for children with motor control issues. Physical therapy and orthopedic supports could also be necessary to help with mobility.
Finally, solutions ranging from priority setting to alternative textbook to hearing aids and sign language can compensate for visual and hearing impairments. A closer look at the specific disability categories which comprise student multiple disabilities can supply further suggestions for overcoming educational challenges. So, the solution mentioned such as priority setting, alternative textbook, hearing aids, and sign language can greatly assist a student with visual and hearing impairments. Students with visual impairments benefit from sitting closer to the front as it allows them to see the board more easily. Similarly, students with hearing impairments benefit from sitting near the front as it enables them to see the teacher's facial expression, which can aid in lip reading and understanding verbal communication. For students with visual impairments, providing textbook from braille or large prints allows them to access written information clearly, as well as hearing aids. It amplifies sound for students with hearing impairments, making it easier for them to hear and understand spoken language in classroom.
So, that's all about some different tips for teachers and parents in helping children suffers with these multiple disabilities. Now, let us introduce to you this famous personality that also suffered from multiple disabilities after an accident during her young age. Let us know how she became successful in life and what she contributed to the society. So Frida Kahlo. Who is Frida Kahlo? As a result of a bus accident when she was a teenager, Frida Kahlo, a Mexican artist best renowned for her colorful and reflective self-portraits, had to deal with multiple disabilities. In addition to having mobility issues, she experienced chronic discomfort and had multiple surgeries. Kahlo produced a sizable body of work and is held as one of the most important artists of the 20th century despite her physical difficulties. So now we know something about her. Let us know more about her on how she became famous, what are the challenges she cooked in life, and how she became inspiration to others. Frida Kahlo was a renowned Mexican artist known for her vibrant and introspective self-portraits. She was born on July 6, 1907 in Cuyoacan, Mexico City, Mexico, and died on July 13, 1954, in the same city. Kahlo's life was marked by personal struggles, artistic exploration, and strong sense of identity. Her early life and childhood. Frida Kahlo was born Magdalena Carmen Frida Kahlo y Calderon to a German father, Wilhelm Kahlo, and a Mexican mother, Matilde Calderon y Gonzalez. She grew up in a house called La Casa Azul, or the Blue House, which is now a museum dedicated to her life and work. As a child, Kahlo contracted polio, which left her with a limp and contributed to her lifelong health issues.
Art and life continue to inspire and captivate people around the world. Her works are celebrated for their raw emotions, introspection, and powerful storytelling. Kala's art explores themes of pain, identity, love, and human condition. Frida Kahlo's work are known for their raw emotions as she fearlessly depicted her physical and emotional pain. She endured numerous health issues throughout her life and a bus accident in her youth. Through her art, she transformed her suffering into a sad visual language, giving voice to her inner struggles. After her death, Kahlo's work gained even more recognition as she became an icon for feminist and LGBTQ+ movements. Her paintings are now exhibited in major art museums worldwide, and her image has been immortalized in popular culture. Following Frida Kahlo's death, her work experienced a surge or a sudden increase of recognition and appreciation. She became an icon for feminist and LGBTQ+ movements. She had a relationship with both men and women throughout her life. Her paintings are now showcased in major art museums worldwide, solidifying her status as a revered artist.
So, as we can see on the picture, it is one of her masterpieces. It is named Frida Kahlo Self-Portrait with Torn Necklace and Hummingbird. So that concludes our discussion about multiple disabilities. Thank you for listening, and I hope you understand and learn about our topic for today.